Well, thank you. I'm glad you were here to save my tail end. How do I sound? Do I sound too echoey? Hey, Jane and Jason, I'm so glad you're here. How do I sound? Do I sound too bad? You are muted. Okay, well, I'll go through all of that again. This, okay, great. Am I really echoey? What I was saying was this is not meant to be perfect. Okay. Like this, I have this light on. I know I'm probably sounding pretty echoey, but I just wanted to take some time to kind of get shit off my chest that I've been dealing with. And, if you've been following my journey for a while, you understand that I am all about fuck Big Pharma. And if you don't like cursing and you happen to come across this video, you may as well leave, because that's what I kind of do from time to time whenever I'm passionate about something. So the stuff that I have been dealing with my mother and with Big Pharma and with my own addiction and my own battles, it's been tough. Not that I'm, wanting to use, but there's definitely something spiritual going on. Just really quick, will one of you guys tell me if I sound too bad or if it's too echoey, or if I guess I should just keep on going. No big deal. I just got to get this shit off my chest. So I actually I would love to throw a wrench in Big Pharma, if not take the fucker down. And what better way to do that than to, this isn't perfect. So, and what better way to do that than to get people to understand what I'm dealing with right now with Big Pharma and with my mother. So I don't know if any of you know about what happened to my mom. And I know I get repetitive with this shit, but I think it's important for people to know so they know what I'm up against. So 10 years ago, my mother fell 60 feet over a balcony and a palm tree caught her fall. Perfect. Thank you. Thank you for being here, guys. I really appreciate it. Heck yeah, man. Okay, there we go. We can hear you. Perfect. Thank you for that. So anyways, my mom fell 60 feet over a balcony 10 years ago. A palm tree caught her fall. She had all of this shit wrong with her, suffered from horrible pain. I mean, yada, yada, yada. Also, let me just tell you this. Me talking to you right now, I don't want anyone to feel sorry for me. I don't want anybody to feel sorry for me because that makes me feel weak. I don't like that. I want to feel empowered, and I just want to get this shit off my chest because I'm going through this alone, and it's challenging. It's challenging, it's draining. And I'm just trying to learn how to balance it. And, it's kind of hard for me to keep my temper under wraps. And I'm a pretty feisty one too, but dealing with these people and I was escorted out of the hospital the other day, but I've just had enough. So anyways, let me circle back to my mother. She fell 60 feet over a balcony. I was not sober, awake, or aware enough to know what I was up against. I mean, so I didn't realize, that Big Pharma was not our friend. I really, truly believe that they were there to help. So these past 10 years have been just, Big Pharma my mother's been a guinea pig. She's been a guinea pig pretty much to them. I mean, they literally pried and preyed on our vulnerability. And it's so hard to understand that now and not get upset. I mean, she has had 2 different surgeries that each lasted 12 hours long that were supposed to help her. We've gone through surgeries. She's just been a freaking guinea pig. I mean, it's been one thing after another and none of it worked. And I had to have this awakening, I guess, to understand. It was when I went through chemotherapy that I started to understand what the medical field truly was and who was responsible for them, like the Rockefellers. And, it was disgusting, and so here I am with all of this. I mean, we're up against a lot. I mean, we really are. And I'm trying to clean, I'm just getting conscious and aware and awake again and alive again, and sometimes I feel like I'm not doing enough, but I don't have a lot more to give. I don't know. I feel like I'm getting stronger, but let me just give you a couple of examples of some of the shit that I've dealt with. And it's funny because I have not ever documented. I've never wrote down, what my mom has been through, like what we go through on a day-to-day or weekly basis. And so I was, a friend of mine, Chasity, actually, told me to start documenting it and, documenting it, everything that we're experiencing in 1 week. In just 1 week, I literally have 2 pages. And what that did was just show me like how strong I am, because we've been dealing with this for so freaking long. And so last Thursday, we go to the urgent care. Okay. She has severe pain because she gets these UTIs. Okay. And they dope her up, give her all these pain meds. They give her antibiotics. They send her home with 2 different antibiotics. Okay. So we go home. She starts the antibiotic. She's good that day. If any of y'all follow my journey, it was the day that we were at the restaurant. That's because they gave her a shot of Dilaudid. She was able to enjoy a couple of hours, And so we went and she went and wanted to have a drink. And so 2 days later, she's still, okay, so the medicine wears off. She's still hurting. She's still in so much pain. Okay. And so she thinks there's something wrong. We get a phone call. From the urgent care 2 days later. And they tell me that the antibiotic that she is on, both antibiotics, neither one of them is going to work. And that she needs to be she needs to be hospitalized because she needs to be on IV antibiotics. Please explain to me why you sent her home with antibiotics that don't work. I'm just curious. I'm curious why we're doing that. Okay. So that's where we're at with that. That's only one thing. So then she's hospitalized and they're giving her, antibiotics that work. Right. And, whenever she's in the hospital, I take that time for myself to get a break. So I check on her. Yes. Robert, thank you for being here. I'm glad to have you guys here. I'm ranting, so thank you for being here. So I'm just ranting, okay? But I figure if I can get enough people to understand what I'm up against with Big Pharma, we can bring the fucker down, okay? There's enough people fighting this opioid fight and enough people pissed off about Suboxone. And if I can get enough people on board to understand the shit that I've been dealing with my mother, I don't care. It will fucking throw a wrench in it at the very least. Okay. Thank you for being here, Robert. Give me 1 second. This is not right. I was just saying, Robert, this is not meant to be perfect. Like I am echoing really bad. My light's like off. So, okay. Anyways, let me get back to this. So, they send me, I take that time for myself. I use that time to really just because it's so exhausting. And so, she was in there for a couple of days. I went and picked her up, and actually, let me rewind. No, they FaceTimed me because they wanted to put a PICC line in her. Okay. And send her home with antibiotics. So they wanted us to go home with, and I know what you may be thinking. Why do you allow this? Why are you doing this when because she has not surrendered to me yet. She has not surrendered. And when you are up against as much as I am up against, I'm so overwhelmed. It's hard to where do I begin? Right. I already deal with so much. Now we got to start researching. We got to do all these things. So let me just get back to, they FaceTime me and they're wanting to show me, how to distribute the meds through the IV. Okay. And I'm sitting downtown Georgetown, trying to just relax and enjoy myself. And this fucker calls me and he's all geared up. He's got all the shit on. And he's like, oh, I just want to, show you how to distribute this medicine. And I immediately just get pissed. I'm just pissed. And, I've been just dealing with these people, and I understand that I don't care what anybody says. Big Pharma's so fucking full of shit. And people are like, no, but there are pharmaceuticals out there. Yeah, there are pharmaceuticals out there for shit that other pharmaceuticals caused. It's all a bunch of fucking bullshit. Sorry that I'm cursing. I feel a little bit better. So, anyways, he wants to show me on FaceTime how to put this medication in. Okay. I'm immediately triggered. I'm just, I'm like, okay, so let me just ask you this. And I said it a little bit louder than this because I could feel the people kind of embarrassed for me around me. I was embarrassed. I didn't care. I was pissed. And I said, so you're going to send her home with these antibiotics, these strong antibiotics. I said, I'm going to distribute them to her. I said, and then what? Is that going to solve the problem? Because we keep doing this and this isn't working. So is that going to fix the problem or is that going to be it? What's going to happen next? And he's like, no bullshit. Oh, motherfucker. I said, no, it's not, because you're just a pill pusher. That's what you are. I apologized to him and said that I said, listen, I apologize. He's just in my fucking way. That's it. You're just in my way. You think you're doing your job. Your job sucks. You don't even have an answer for, and it's funny because I hung up the phone with him and my mom's like, he's like, my mom's like, he said, ma'am, I'm not a pill pusher, but you are though. You just don't realize it. You're just so indoctrinated. You just don't realize it. So I hope everybody's okay still. I'm just still ranting along. I really appreciate this. So we bring her home. I go and pick her up. Okay. And when I tell you that my mother goes through pain, she moans and rocks, and there's not a day that goes by that there's not moaning, at least a little bit. And please, no, I am not trying to get you to feel sorry for me. I promise you, I don't like that shit. I'm just trying to explain what the fuck I'm dealing with. And it's challenging. I go into overdrive trying to keep my energy up. Y'all see me dancing and shit on social media. That's literally me trying to raise my energy so that I can help her lift her energy. I mean, that's what that is, and it makes me laugh. I laugh at myself that I actually do that and put it out there for everyone to see. I love it. It's great. It's great. So I had to kind of back off a little bit from the story because I get so amped up, man, and being in this energy. So while I'm dealing with my mom, I don't know, y'all also know that I have been fighting this battle of pharmaceuticals and addiction. And the mindset of wanting to use is not there anymore. It's just not, but I do have a lot of compassion for that version of me that did. I feel everything, and it's very interesting. So I don't know. I know I've shared with some of you. Okay. I know I shared with some of you, about my journey with Suboxone. Okay. So I didn't just stop taking pills. I mean, I was on Xanax, Adderall, Suboxone, and Ambien, and I was on that shit for a long time. And I just had this awakening and wanted to come off of it. I came off of pretty much everything. So this isn't something that's just happened overnight. This has been a process. This has been a long process, and it's been a long healing process. And I've really just gone within. I have not gotten around people. I have not been around. I've been to a couple little retreats and conferences, and, I get so overwhelmed. But, it's recently I've noticed there were a couple of times that I drove myself to the restaurant to have a mimosa. That's not, I feel like this is spiritual, right? Like that's what, for me to go and do that, that's like like I'm self-soothing. I don't need to do that. That's problematic. It's one thing to go have lunch, right? And to have a mimosa. I'm all about that. No big deal. It's really no big deal. But when you're driving yourself to literally sit down to self-soothe, that's a problem. So then I'm like, all right, I start going to open gym. Okay, cool. Then we'll start tumbling. And the reason that I'm tumbling, I'm going to get into that too, is, when I was 16, I was really stepping into my potential. I really was. I was a athlete. I was a phenomenal tumbler, gymnast. I was a freaking superstar. And somebody came into my life that kind of shook our shit up. And I started running away. I was never home. So I lost a really big piece of me. And I told myself that I would never, ever allow myself to lose it completely. Like at the very least, I'll make sure I have it on the trampoline. And so that's why I'm kind of taking my power back and getting this shit back, because I know that I can, right? So that's why I've been doing that. It's been helping in this healing journey. It's been helping me heal through all of this, really. But I went I'm ready to get back out there. I'm ready to be around people, but I'm riddled with anxiety. Like I get around people and I just get so nervous, and I catch myself, like when I was at this retreat, I wanted to have some wine to kind of bring that shit down. And it wasn't to get drunk. It was like just to calm down, just so I could kind of be around people and be okay. Like that. I'm still trying to work on that. I really am, because Friday I took myself out dancing. I met a friend there. I'm so glad he came. It was fun. We had fun. And I had a drink, no big deal. It wasn't good. I didn't like it, but I did have a drink. So then Saturday I went out with a group of friends, and it was like sober friends from my friend Mike and Destiny. I was on their podcast, Two Addicts and a Moron. I was fueled with anxiety. I mean, it took me like 2 hours to calm myself down just to be around everybody. And I don't understand. And I don't understand how, like, it took me a minute to get that shit under control. And I suddenly am like, okay, I have more compassion for that version of me that wanted to take Xanax and all that to kind of numb that shit down. Like I really, really do, because I'm riddled with it, and I'm trying to work through that. But anyways, I'm going to circle back to, so I'm dealing with that. Okay. I'm dealing with that. Oh, and for this Suboxone journey that I've been on, I got off of Suboxone, which is the hardest damn drug to come off of ever. And I know some of you guys have been following that journey of mine. In a matter of like 3 months, I posted a TikTok about Suboxone, and in a matter of like 3 months, I got a Facebook. I got like almost 700 people on a Facebook, all fighting a very similar fight with Suboxone. I mean, that every post I do about Suboxone just takes off. So what does that tell you? I mean, that tells you that there are so many people stuck on this shit, fighting this shit, because I've spoke to them. I have one lady, her son is in prison, and she's pissed because they have him on Suboxone. And that's not the only person that has reached out to me about them distributing this shit in prisons. So, I started posting my journey about my own personal experience, which brought a lot of people to me asking me how I did it. And, it was a fucking fight. And I am still like, I used Kratom to help me come off of it. And then I started this in February, and here we are in October, and I had to microdose. I've had to use gummies. I mean, what your body goes through coming off of these opiates is horrendous, especially in the very beginning. There have been people that have tried to take their life, if not taken their life, from this shit, from coming off of Suboxone. I have a friend, he's actually coming on my show in November, that he literally had a gun in his hand, because it was that bad. I mean, he was really ready to take his own life because it's that bad. But nevertheless, we're warriors, and we fucking truck through it. And so, coming off of Suboxone was one of the hardest things that I've ever did. But I used microdosing. I used THC gummies. I was just kind of intuitively guided through this process. And here I am, I think it's been like 8 months later. And I finally am like, okay, I think I'm good. I don't think I need to take the mushrooms. I think I'm good. Right. So it's been about 5 days. I'm still, I'm like sweating out my armpits, and if anybody knows anything about opioid withdrawal, they're like, it is the freaking worst. I mean, you have to take like 5,000 showers a day at the very beginning. But I'm still experiencing what they call PAWS, right? Like post-acute withdrawal symptom. And it's a very real thing. But what I noticed is not taken the mushrooms, which is healing my brain. I truly believe if you do it the right way, I'm noticing that I'm feeling like shit a little bit. I'm feeling like shit a little bit more than I'd like to. Oh my gosh, I'm going to say hello to some people in the chat. Robert, sending you love. Thank you, Robert. I appreciate it. Robert, we're going to have to get you on here and talk about the other perspective of addiction. I know we were working and things, right? You got bit. Just kidding. But I'm sorry. But we got to get you on here because I don't think I've had anybody on here. I have not had anybody on here that talks from the perspective that we talked about at that retreat. I really enjoyed that. And Robert's so amazing because when he tells his story, he really locks you in too, right? Like he's so enthusiastic. Like he's got like all this great energy. He's freaking awesome. So yeah, when you're feeling better and you're not so busy at work, you're going to have to definitely come on here. So I just want to say hi. Hey, how are you? Oh, Jamie. Oh my God, it's so good to see you. Hey, y'all, tell me the truth. Do I sound super echoey? I had this big piece of styrofoam in here. It was like one of those styrophones you put on your mattress. You know, I just threw it in here so it wouldn't echo so bad. And while I was gone, the lady threw it away. So, let's see. Oh, let's see. A little LIB, Mike. What does that mean? I'm late, but I thank you so much for being here. I'm just ranting. I truly appreciate you being here. I'm late, but wanted to pop in and say, hey, keep up the good work. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yep. I'm going to do that. So couldn't be doing any better. Beautiful. I love to hear it. Echo doesn't matter. You sound fine to me. It's not bad. Oh, it's Brayden. I didn't realize it was you, Brayden. Oh, good. Good. Okay. All right. So let me get back to venting. I appreciate you guys being here and allow me to do that. So, now we're at home. We're going to go circle back to my mom. Okay. I know we were talking about me and addiction, but I'm learning to navigate those waters. It'll be okay. I think what the most challenging thing is feeling everything. I feel everything, and it's not always comfortable. So I'm learning how to work through that. So that's great. But circling back to my mother, so we're home now. She's got this PICC line in. Okay. They're sending us these medicine balls to put, to hook her up to. Okay. And, home health is going to come. So I'm the one doing this and distributing this, and home health is going to come and they're going to, check on her, yada, yada, yada. So, oh no, let me circle back. When I picked my mother up from the hospital, okay, nobody was even there helping her get her shit together and leave. Nobody was there. They were having her do it herself. So that kind of triggered me a little bit, but no big deal, right? Like it's a hospital, whatever. I just didn't even want to be in there. I have a headphone usually in my ear just to drown out whatever's going on in there. The energy in there is just so gross. And plus I get so triggered going in there that it grounds me so I don't get so angry, but still got a little angry, because I picked her up and there was no one helping her. No big deal, whatever. So I'm helping her get her things together and we're leaving, and the lady comes rushing in and she's got her discharge papers and she's like, I need her to sign these, and we're so pissed, and my mom's hurting and my mom's like, I'm leaving. So then she hands me the discharge papers, and I bullshit you not, there's like 10 medications on those discharge papers. There's like 10 of them. I was fucking furious. I grabbed those papers and I threw them up against the wall. And oh my God, that nurse, you would have thought that I did nothing but threw papers up against a wall. How are you going to, I just, and so she like runs over there and grabs the papers and she needs these. Yeah, I'm sure she fucking does. Right. Fucking, again, if you don't like cursing, I'm so sorry. It's probably going to happen just a little bit. I'm going through a lot. And I think cursing, may help me release a little bit, but I'll try to keep it under control. I apologize ahead of time. So I start ranting. Big Pharma having, Rockefeller drug pushing pill. I don't even know what I said. I was so pissed, but it came out very perfect. It was like just coming out very smoothly. It sounded really good, right? Like all the things that we know Big Pharma is. And the nurse grabbed the papers and hands them to me, whatever. And then they kind of escort me out. They kind of walk me out. I was not yelling and directing it at anybody. I was just under my breath, like, fuck. I'm just so pissed at these people. But, am I really pissed at them, or am I pissed at myself for not being able to, I need to try to do a little bit better. I just, have you ever felt like something is just so much against you? You have so much that you have to do and learn. And it's like, oh shit. Right. So we go home. Okay. And let me tell you, they put her on 2 blood pressure medications. My mother was on 2 blood pressure medications. Okay. And my mother doesn't have high blood pressure. So why are they giving her blood pressure medication? So my mom calls me and tells me this. I'm like, I don't even have the energy to even get mad at these people, whatever. So, then the nurse comes a couple days later, and I have my headphone in. It's like when I see these people, right? I'm just like immediately, pissed. I just have to stay grounded. I have to have music in my ear so that I can just stay grounded so I don't lose my shit. I'm so serious because I know they really believe that they're doing good, bless their pea picking hearts. And so I overhear the nurse asking why she's not taking blood pressure medicine. And I said, my mother does not have high blood pressure. Yes, but the pain gives her high blood. Okay, so now we're shoving pills down their throat for all of these things that can be controlled, right? So, she documents that she's not taking the blood pressure medicine, So what is it? You're pissed at a broken system in which a bunch of people mindlessly follow. So, right. You're right. I am. So if we can get enough people, like right now, that Suboxone post that I posted and went viral, that is at like 700,000, right? If I can't get enough people to get pissed off about that, get pissed off about this shit and start talking out about what I'm dealing with my mom. I don't care if there's anybody here. I don't care. I'll speak out more and more and more about it. And it's bound to, someone's bound to hear the story. Someone's bound to, whatever. Either way, it's super therapeutic for me. Right. So I'm in a lawsuit against Suboxone as we speak for the teeth. Yeah. Lots of people are in that lawsuit for Suboxone with the teeth. I lost 3 teeth because of Suboxone, and I've spoke to people that were like 30 years old, all front teeth just missing. So let me see. Yes, ma'am. You know what I was thinking, Janie? Somebody contacted me because I made another post about Suboxone. And somebody reached out to me and was like, or in the comments actually, and was like, that why don't we put like a petition together? Like there's got to be something that we can do because there's so many of us. And I've done some research on this drug and how they loosened up. And I know I say it like this all the time, but how they loosen the reins up where nurse practitioners and physician's assistant can prescribe something that used to be so controlled. I spoke to a lady that when she was one of the first people to test Suboxone, and she actually had to go out of state to go get it when it first came out. And I wish I had her number still because I don't know if she wanted to come on and talk about it, but she told me her story and her fight with Suboxone. So where am I going with this? If you get enough people pissed off, there's a lot more people not following the system that are truly. And I truly believe if I continue to do this, I continue to speak out, I continue to just document my story, it's gonna build up, and it's gonna get, people are gonna start understanding and seeing it, because listen, they have treated my mother like a fucking guinea pig. And I mean, you should see, like, they have they've done nothing but make things worse, completely worse. Let's see what this Jason says. Wait, what's this about teeth? Things are making so much sense now. Yeah, Suboxone, but it's the Suboxone strips, from my understanding, because I've researched this. When they switched to the strips, and I bet you that was done on purpose, but crazy pill pushing bleepers. Okay, I know. I need to stop cussing. So, returning to light. Thank you for being here. Oh, is that Julia? I think it is. Oh my God, how cool. Oh, I love it. Okay, heck yeah. Yeah, Jason, let me get back to your question. Yes, absolutely. It is. What's the thing about the teeth? There are thousands and thousands of people that are missing. I have lost 3 teeth because of Suboxone, chemo probably too, but I have lost the 3 teeth. But there are people, I've talked to people who are like 30 years old that had to get completely new teeth because they lost other teeth because Suboxone. And now there are attorneys. There was actually an attorney that reached out to me. I've been on it since 2008. Suboxone, I was on it for 10 years. And, I looked into that too. And you are not supposed to be on naloxone long-term. And that is what Suboxone is. It is like naloxone. I really need to start getting back on this and doing my research with this. I'm just so freaking overwhelmed, and when I start reading about Suboxone and then reading this book about mental health, and how, I mean, we literally all have just been a bunch of guinea pigs. Truly. It's all just been a bunch of damn bullshit. I read up on the mental health a little bit, I was told when I was 16 that I had a chemical imbalance. As a matter of fact, the first thing he said to me was like, so you're pretty fucked up in the head, right? That's what he said to me. And that he told me that my brain thinks and thinks and thinks and thinks and thinks, and that I needed this pill to make it stop. Okay. I am now reading a book. Okay. Let me just tell you too, I tried to commit suicide after taking those meds, and those meds are tied to suicide, just for the record. And I know I've repeated that story time and time again, but it's important that people know. If people know, then this is how we take the fucker down. Okay. What was I even saying? Oh yeah. So I'm reading right now on the mental health. And this whole bullshit with a chemical imbalance, that was all a bunch of bullshit. And they used propaganda, and they used social media. They used all the things to fool the people, to fool the masses. Because what I've been reading is all of it was bullshit, all of it. And I had to kind of put it down. Because I was getting so triggered. I really was. And I'm already dealing with so much, but I don't know, I can feel something within me getting stronger and being able to get up a little bit more energy to maybe take on a little bit more. I'm noticing that, but music is my go-to. Let's see. Chemical imbalance theory has been completely disproven at this point. It's insane. It was allowed to begin with. Yeah, no shit, right? No shit. Picked up. So I'm reading to see what I have here. Yeah, I'm just reading to see, because I documented all of this, and this is truly just going to be, if there's this story, the shit that we're dealing with. I mean, we can't be the only ones, right? I mean, me and my mother cannot be the only people dealing with something like this. It's super challenging. But this is definitely helping. So I really appreciate that. So I really appreciate you guys being here. What time is it? Oh, wow. I've been ranting for a while. I'm going to cut it out now. Anybody have any questions? What would she say? I want to go to no more doctors after I got off that shit. How are you feeling anyways? Are you done with the, I forget the name of that injection. You should come back on and talk about how you're feeling now. And I think you had mentioned that your husband took it as well, right, girl? Didn't you say that? The nurse that came on my show, Chelsea, she told me about her experience with her first injection with Sublocade. And she told me that it was freaking painful. There was like a big old knot in it. And that, and I think you said this too, Janie, that she was like, had that opiate high all day. I believe you're completely off everything. Hell yeah, girl. How does that feel to you? How are you feeling? How are you feeling with that? You should definitely come on and talk, because I will say, it's interesting sometimes that there's not a part of me that wants to get messed up, but I do notice when things get stressful, I kind of want to self-soothe with something, and whatever that is, right? Not pills, not pharmaceuticals. I guess it's just been like having a mimosa. That's what I did. I'm not, and you know what else? Going to these, I finally got my power back. Hell yeah. Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. And we're going to help a lot of people get their power back, right? That's yay. Congratulations. Oh, it's going to make me cry. Yeah. There's so many of us, did you hear me when I told you it's been 8 months for me, and I still, if like I had to take a little bit of a gummy today because my body just felt so icky. So, it's been an interesting experience. It's been an interesting experience being around, other people, and and feeling everything. That's been interesting too. So Jane says, congratulations. That's Jane. And then Janie says, thank you, everyone. Yeah, I'm proud of you, girl. You should definitely reach out to me and come on, and we'll talk about how you feel and how it feels, right? Because you and I discussed how, I don't know if you felt like this, but for me, I always had all my medication in my purse. And every morning when I would wake up, that would be the first thing I would do, grab my purse, get out my meds, pop my pills. And so when I stopped doing that, that was such a mind screw, right? It was such a mind screw that I even bought vitamins and put them in my purse to try to, but that didn't work, right? I'm just saying, it's just interesting reprogramming yourself after years and years of doing something. It's very, very interesting. And it's not something that happens overnight. That's why, like, it's a routine. You're right. It's a routine. And that's why, like, I went and hung out, like I said, with my friends from Two Addicts and a Moron. And, it's sober living, and they want me to go to these meetings. And I would love to go to these meetings, but there's just a few things that I don't know how I feel. I don't know how I feel about saying I am an addict every time I go to these meetings. Like, I know I'm struggling, or I know I deal with something, but I don't know about, claiming that I am is a very, very powerful statement. And I don't know how I feel about that. And not just that, I've spoke to people, or one guy in particular, he was actually on my show, and he was in AA for years and years and years. And because he went and did ayahuasca, I think it was ayahuasca, he did something along the lines of that, and it helped heal him. And he had these experiences. AA would told him, like, gave him shit about it. And so I don't like the sober date thing. I'm not I'm not going to tell you I may not take shrooms, because I'm probably going to do that. And I'm probably going to take a gummy from time to time. Like, I just feel like the mindset of telling yourself, like, nope, that's it. Like, I'm still very much human. Okay. I'm a spiritual being having a human experience. Okay. We're done experimenting with all the crazy shit, but I'm still going to probably take a little shrooms, take a little gummy from time to time, not get too crazy. Right. So I don't know about going in there and being like, oh, this is my sober date. I don't have one. I don't even know what day I stopped. It didn't just happen overnight. It wasn't something that just happened overnight. So anyways, you shouldn't be shamed over that, though. It's not your doctor. Yeah, I talked about that too, right? Like, I did talk about that I did every drug I was drug in the book, trying to escape just from reality. But the addiction did not start until it started in a doctor's office. My addiction started in a doctor's office, period. So, and that's the story of a lot of people, honestly. And, that's another reason why I want to talk about this, because there are people that have been prescribed opiates in a doctor's office that are now strung out on heroin. And there are other people that don't understand that and want to make judgment about that. And, Vicodin, oxycodone, all these pharmaceuticals, Oxycontin is just a hillbilly heroin. That's all it is. It's heroin, just like Adderall is meth. Okay. Big Pharma is doing what it does best, and it's patenting its shit and whatever it does, So let's see, what did you say? A lot of ours did. What a lot of ours did. Mine sure did with oxys. Oxys are crazy. I remember the first time, I don't care. I walked in my friend's house and I thought it was Coke, right? Like out on the bar. And I just grabbed the straw and just did it. It was not Coke. It was a freaking 80. He was pissed, first of all, because, he was pissed because, those were expensive. And then, that was an experience for me. I was so little. I mean, that's those Oxycontins, that's, if you look into that too, it killed a lot of people. It killed a lot of people. So anyways, I'm not going to keep ranting on. I feel like what did she say? A lot of ours did. Mine sure. Yeah. Let's see. Braden, thanks for being here. I really appreciate it. Let's see. Many people like to badmouth natural medicines because people have abused them. Intent is one of the most important aspects, and you should feel no shame in using natural spiritual medicines. Yes, I agree, Braden. I love every bit of that. Heck yeah, man. I need to call you, Braden. I know you understand. I know you understand. I don't really talk to anybody on the phone. I don't really have. So, yeah, text me, Jamie. Please text me, because I definitely want to get you on and let's talk about how you're feeling, because I can tell you that I'm definitely, this is an interesting experience for me. So my birthday is on Friday, right? I have a friend coming up here to visit me. And then I was invited to go to a hockey game. And so, I'm going with my friends that I went to the Halloween party with. We're all going to go to the hockey game, and I'm nervous. Like, I'm sitting here, I'm nervous, but I figure the more that I do this and the more that I get myself out there, the better it will be. And I will say, there was Destiny. I have a picture with her. She really helped and ground me. And I think what I'm going to do what she does. Because what she does is she just immediately is like, "Hi, I'm Destiny." And I think maybe if I just shake someone's hand and be like, "Hi, I'm Chasity," like, you know what I mean? Just kind of, and I'm real anxious, or just call myself out. Maybe that might help a little bit. I hate this echo. I'm going to have to do something about that. Happy early birthday. Thanks, Jane. I really appreciate it. Thank you for being here, Jane. I really appreciate you so much. Y'all have supported me and made me feel just really supported. I truly, truly appreciate it, because I don't know what I would do if I did not have my support online. I don't know what I would do had I not, I'm going to get emotional. Had I not met all of you, because that's where because I got to be strong for my mom. Right. But, y'all's support means so much more to me than y'all realize. So thank you so much. You see what I mean? Damn it. So let's see. Happy early birthday to you. Thank you. I'm going to be 42. So age is nothing but a number. Anyway. Okay. What does it say? You have changed our lives. Oh, stop. That's so sweet. I appreciate it. Exuberant goofball. Oh, thanks. I appreciate it. That's so sweet. Well, I think I'm done ranting. I feel better, and I thank you. And I think I'm just going to keep doing these rants. And if someone's there, great. If someone's not, whatever. Either way, I have it documented. They'll probably try to take me down or whatever. I'm just doing it for my own shit. And if I do it consistently enough, depending on what it is I'm dealing with, it's the story is bound to resonate with something. There's got to be a way that we can start coming together, start bringing each other together, start coming together and throw a wrench in it. I mean, my son taught me to think really big. This is a kid that, he had a couple coaches. He had his ears pierced. I let him get his ears pierced. And he had a couple coaches that would bully, that kind of gave him some shit. Right. And he told me, Mom, I'm going to buy the school just so I can walk in there and fire those coaches. I'm like, damn, I mean, what a way to think, right? Like, shit, that's really getting down to the problem. So I'm like, damn, I'm gonna start thinking like that. So don't tell me that we can't bring it down. There's enough of us stuck on Suboxone, stuck on pharmaceuticals, going through chemo. Like, there's enough of us. There's enough of us that if we get some people just don't truly understand too, that every pharmaceutical, it's all shit. And if someone is thinking, okay, no, it's not because I have this and this is what I take. Well, why do you have that? You know what I mean? Or am I just wrong? And this is just my experience. This is just what I'm experiencing, but I just truly believe that there is a cure in nature for anything and everything. So anyway, okay. All right, guys, y'all have a good evening. Thanks for listening to me. I love you so much. Thank you for being here. And we'll see you next time. Love you. Good night.